Welcome to Alley Chats. Today I have a fellow podcaster, another friend of mine. What a shocker, right? I have Nathan Shelton. And Nathan, rather than me tell people what you do, I mean, I guess I spilled the beans, you're a podcaster, but tell people about yourself. Give them your background.
All right. My name is Nathan Shelton. I'm a professional actor, director, writer, and special effects makeup artist for film, theater, and TV. And I live here in Chicago. I'm a transplant from Missouri. And I've been producing theater for a very long time and have produced some web series and some short films and couple features, and now my latest project with my company Arcane is the Frightmare Theater podcast, and I am the executive producer and kind of showrunner of that. And we're just getting it off the ground. We launched the show in November, and it's a monthly show. It takes me about that long to edit every episode, so. But it's full radio theater, the vintage style, classic audio dramas. Most of our stories are brand new by a team of very talented writers. And then we also we have a few in the pipeline and one already published that is an adaptation of famous work.
Really cool. And you said it's full production. So you've got like sound effects, you've got music, you've got voice acting.
Right. I have a lot of actor friends out there who love doing this kind of thing. I do all the sound editing and mixing myself. I taught myself how to do that working on the show. But we actually, we have a great time recording these. And I have an amazing composer who's based currently in St. Louis, Chris Perselli, and he's worked with me on various theater and film projects in the past, and he is our main composer for the show, does all the background music and our main theme and everything. He's a great collaborator.
So Nathan, Frightmare Theater, give us a lowdown on it. You gave us kind of a peek, but this is an anthology series, right?
Correct. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of anthology series, and movies. I grew up watching Creepshow, and I always loved things like The Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Crypt, obviously. And so I wanted to do something like that, and I grabbed a group of friends together who I write with and have produced some theatrical things with, and we kind of brainstormed this hodgepodge out of an old time radio show it is an anthology series, and every episode features a brand new story. Sometimes it's horror sci-fi, it's horror, it's every subgenre you could possibly have, horror comedies and tales of the strange and unusual. And but every episode is also linked because they're told kind of cap-ended with this crazy group of radio show personalities. There's the host, who's Dr. Necropolis, who I voice. We have the announcer, the mysterious announcer who doesn't have a name, that one of our other producers, Andy McMurtry, voices. We have Al, who's the station manager in the booth, who is a werewolf, and he's voiced by one of our head writers, Heath Hillhouse. And then we have Agnes, who's the music director for the show, who's kind of a Bride of Frankenstein-esque character, this old kind of crotchety lady, and she's voiced by one of our writers, Nicole McLaughlin. And so every episode we get introduced to what's going on kind of in their world, and then they go into that month's story, and it goes fully immersive into that. But it's also kind of fun because no matter what horrifying things are happening in those stories, there's always something a little zany going on with the FTP crew. And it was something that we thought, well, this is kind of fun for fans that want to listen to every episode. They can, kind of follow along and kind of catch the antics and of these crazy characters. And I always loved the Crypt Keeper and things like that. So it's kind of our little nod to that. So the show is part Tales from the Crypt, part old school radio show, and with a little bit of like horror host kind of things thrown in, like Elvira or something like that, Svengoolie.
Yeah, man. I love it so much. I met you. Did I meet you at Otherworld Theater?
Yes, we met both voicing at Otherworld.
Yeah, we were doing a reading series there for Gateways, and you told me about this, and I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Oh, my God, this is right up my alley. I actually just had Lance Roger Axe. He and Bill, I was working with them on, they got the rights to EC. I just actually posted this episode. So they did Vault of Horror.
Oh, nice.
And it's really great.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out.
You should totally check it out. And this reminded me of that. The other night I was watching, have you seen the new Creep Show on Shudder?
I have. Yeah, I saw it when it came out. I eagerly watched every episode. It's a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of Creep Show, so anything Creep Show, I'm there.
Yeah, well, Creep Show 2 wasn't as great. It was okay, but
right.
This series is like, oh my God. I love it.
It's a lot of fun, and there's definitely episodes that are stronger than other episodes there, but they're all so much fun and they move so quickly, and it's a veritable who's who in the horror world. So like every episode has different homages to other movies, hidden things, and then also these great cameos by people like Adrian Barbeau and Jeffrey Combs. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Adrian Barbeau was in that first episode that I was watching, and as soon as her name came up, I went, yeah, I'm already into this. I mean, come on. And it had Tobin Bell too was in that one.
Oh, right. Oh, so you're watching it on AMC, right?
No, I'm watching it on Shudder.
Oh, on Shudder. Okay. Yeah. But it's still, they have every episode available, don't they?
Yeah.
Still on Shudder? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's so great. And it reminded me of this. So anybody that's a fan of that, anyone that's a fan of what Lance was doing with anything that they were doing with Vault of Horror, you are absolutely going to dig Frightmare Theater. So this is something I really want people to check out. Where can people check out your work?
Well, there's numerous places to find us. You can check us out. We are streaming on all major podcasting platforms. We're on, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, everywhere. Spotify. We have a lot of people that follow us on Spotify. I also have us on YouTube as well. We have YouTube videos up for every episode, and some promo stuff on there, some behind the scenes. And of course, you can also visit frightmaretheaterpodcast.com or frightmaretheater.com. And that's theater the old-fashioned way, spelled with an R-E at the end instead of an E-R. And you can find us on there, and we've got all sorts of great information into the production team, upcoming episodes. We also have a page on our website that is dedicated to friends of the show, where we support other shows out there that we like. So I'll be chatting with you about that, and then local businesses that we support here in the Chicagoland area. That are very supportive of the show. So, there's multiple ways to find us. And we also have a Patreon.
I was just going to ask you about that. So you do have a Patreon. Would people just search for Frightmare Theater there?
Yeah. You could find us under Frightmare Theater on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Frightmare Theater Podcast. And again, that is theater spelled with an R-E at the end.
And what kind of rewards do you have on there? Let's entice some people.
Yeah, sure. We have a variety of things, ranging from script downloads. We actually do have some of our scripts available, and we'll continue to put those out. We also have interviews behind the scenes with the cast and the crew. We produce a lot of online content. We also have lately been recording our bi-coastal writers group meetings, where we're developing stories that will not even be in this season, but will actually be coming up in the next season. And we're workshopping those. So sometimes they're the initial reads of a story from one of our writers, and we're actually workshopping it. And we put those up as well for our patrons to be able to kind of interact with us. And we have early access to new episodes 48 hours before they launch. And of course, we do produce specialty episodes for our top tier. And that is, we actually have guest artists that come in, and they'll do poetry or shorter episodes. They're usually not quite as intricate, but they're also things that you can't find anywhere else. So one or two cast members reading, some Lovecraft, some Poe. We have one up right now, The Raven, that we put out as kind of a teaser for what some of our patrons can expect, and it's out actually for everyone to view. And so, yeah, those special mini episodes are definitely something that has been very exciting to our patrons. We have special behind-the-scenes photos and artwork that is associated with the show that we put up as well. And like I said, we do produce behind-the-scenes videos for our patrons. We have 15% off of anything within the FTP store that we have on our website. And we actually we have the FTP Patron Discord where we will be having conversations with the cast and the crew of our show. And we will have all sorts of live discussions with the cast and the crew, with our patrons on there, as well as discussion groups ongoing with prominent members of the production team and our fellow fans of discussing all things horror and horror pop culture.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that's not about your show.
Okay.
This is your dream convention. Who would you be most excited to meet?
Oh my God. I'm such a horror fan that any time I get a chance to meet anybody in the horror industry, you know who I've been dying to meet that I have not met yet? My idol, Rick Baker. That is somebody that I would die to meet. The infamous, amazing special effects guru, Rick Baker. I have some of his prosthetics from the movie Ed Wood that I bought at auction when his shop closed. The prosthetics that were on Martin Landau.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I have those facial pieces. Some of them that were used in the movie.
That is fantastic, man.
Yeah, amazing. And he's been my fan since I was 4 years old, and I watched Thriller in the making. And I knew I wanted to be an actor and a special effects makeup artist, and I've never deviated from that path. So, Rick Baker, one day, I will meet him, and then I can die.
Well, don't do that.
Not immediately, but it's okay.
It'll be okay to die, sure.
I have permission to die after that.
Although, if you are going to die afterwards, wouldn't it be cool if he made some really cool special effect of you dying? That would be
right.
That'd be the ultimate, man.
Turned into some sort of a mask or something afterwards. He's very prolific on Instagram these days, and is still every day creating some wonderful things on there, playing with 3D printers and digital artwork and all sorts of stuff. And I mean, the guy's a legend. And
we had the opportunity to see Joe Hill at C2E2 this year.
Nice. I got to meet Joe Hill and hang out with him at the World Horror Con. A while back. It's a kind of a literary festival. I don't even know if they have it anymore, but that year it was hosted in Austin, Texas, and I flew there and got to hang out with him and met him and Peter Straub and oh my gosh, tons of people. Yeah.
Well, Joe Hill told the story about being a kid on the set of Creepshow.
Yes.
And he said his dad, when his dad was filming, meteor shit, that part, he said, I need somebody to watch my kid. So he basically handed him off to Tom Savini. And he said, that's where I learned all about horror and about special effects and all that stuff, just hanging out with Tom Savini for the entire shoot.
Yeah. Yep. There's a great documentary, too, on Shudder about Tom Savini. Have you seen that?
Not yet. I really want to. It looks good.
So good. So good. I'm a big Tom Savini fan, obviously, too. All those guys that were really creating things from scratch, Dick Smith, all those guys, they basically were playing around and had to learn how to do this stuff on their own because there was no industry standard. There was nothing. They were creating it from scratch, and it's just amazing. Amazing
stuff. So, okay, your social media, what do you want to give out? Now, I will, because I know you've got a lot of it like I do. Mm-hmm. I will put your social media stuff in the show notes for people, but which ones do you want to highlight? What do you want to throw out there?
Well, you can always hit us up. We have a very active Facebook page, and we interact quite frequently with fans and friends of the show on Facebook. So that's probably the best way to reach us. You can also contact us, via our website at frightmaretheater.com. But if you would like to hit us up on social media, we have an Instagram account too, where we let people know, and we also put some of our behind the scenes comments and behind the scenes materials up there as well. And we have a Twitter account.
Yeah, it's Frightmare Theater Podcast. All of them are Frightmare Theater Podcast.
That's what I thought. So. Yeah, that's what I thought I had it at, but it's been a while since I've given that out. So.
Yep, it's at Frightmare Theater Podcast with the R-E in theater.
Right, at Frightmare Theater Podcast, and that is R-E, not E-R. the old school spelling.
That's right. That's right. Well, Nathan, this was a real pleasure. I really encourage people to check out your work, support you on Patreon, and spread the word. You like this kind of stuff. I am all for it. I want people to know about it. So when people listen to this, share this episode, get the word out there, let people know about Frightmare Theater.
Please, please, please. And we've got something for everybody with this show. Any kind of horror that you like, you'll hear it here. Our writing staff is incredibly diverse, and that's one of the things I love about it. There's 8 of us that write the show on a regular basis, and we get guest writers in too from time to time, and we've got a lot of spooky episodes coming up for the rest of this season, and already planning for the next season.
Fantastic. Thank you again, Nathan.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
You can find Alley Chats on Facebook by searching for @AlleyChats. You can also visit us at our webpage, smgpods.com/alleychats, for links to all our episodes and other cool stuff. One easy way to support our show is to rate and review Alley Chats wherever you listen to your podcasts. Those ratings really help us out and help others find our show as well. Alley Chats is produced and edited by Rob Southgate for Southgate Media Group. Be sure to subscribe to Alley Chats because you definitely don't want to miss an episode. Thanks again to our affiliate sponsors, Hunt-A-Killer and Tweaked Audio. Links to them are on our webpage and in the show notes. This wouldn't be possible without them.
Our theme song is by Benny and the No Goods. Check out their awesome music at bennyandthenogoods.bandcamp.com.
If you're an artist or writer or creative type that would have a table at an artist alley and would like to be on Alley Chats, message us through the Facebook page or email us directly at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com and we'll set up an interview. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with another fantastic show.